Kevin McCullough.
Welcome back to Times Square. It's That Kevin Show every weekend. I'm glad to have you with us. I got the most interesting thing in the mail just a couple of weeks ago. Very high quality comic books, and nobody has sent me comic books in ages. Like I used to read all of the ones that you could get, from the comic book store when you were a kid. But these, I noticed, were about something very different than any of the comic books I grew up reading. That is, they're about American history. In fact, they have one compiled compilation that I think are all of these other smaller ones put together in one large volume. And then there's a separate one even on the U.S. Constitution. Now, where did all of these things come from? I didn't know. Somebody just sent them to me. But it turns out they came from a group called Kingstone Studios, and Art Aris is the CEO of that operation, and he joins us now. Art, thank you, first of all, for all the lovely artwork. This is fantastic. And my middle child, who is my Spielberg in the making, he's the world's worst movie critic. I mean, he's hard on people. He loves graphic novels, and he has already dipped his fingers in some of these a little bit. So
cool.
I don't even have like the mint condition of them anymore, but welcome. It's good to have you.
It's good to have you. I'll tell you a real funny kicking off. When you were talking about the quality, almost all of our artists have worked with Marvel and DC. But the specific artists that I hired to do the Constitution and do America Part 1 and do the Trump comic and other ones, he was a top artist at Marvel. He was a run on the Amazing Hulk, Captain America. But Marvel fired him because he had liked a tweet. And so Marvel fired him. And so we picked him up. And so
you liked a tweet from who? Joe Scarborough?
Yeah. So anyway, the great irony of our whole series here, this first part here, is the guy that got fired from the woke mob is now working with us. So yeah,
nice.
He's a good artist.
Well, I want to zip through these real quick because you actually, in the set that you sent me, you started at the acts of God, literally the pilgrims. Yeah. And then it works its way all the way up to the sacrifice and the turning point of the Revolutionary War. And as you can see, friends, there's a whole stack of these that make up that entire amount. But I think they are all represented in this one compilation novel called America Part 1. But Art, let me ask you, why the American history? Why the Revolution? Why the Founding Fathers? Why the Constitution? Why did you go down this path?
One of the things that really stirred my soul, Kevin, is I read the 1619 Project, where maybe 3/4 of it, I got where I could not stomach it anymore, the one by Nicole Hannah. I said, I just cannot, it was just a complete revision of really what accurate American history was. And I used to be a public school teacher years ago.
Oh, wow.
And my mother had a doctorate in education, and I realized it was not intellectually honest what was being said. And so we do comics and animation and movies, but our primary imprint was Kingstone Comics. We're best known for the Kingstone Bible. We did the most complete graphic adaptation of the Bible that's ever been done. It's like 2,000 pages, 10,000 panels, and it's kind of a key product in our company. But as we began kind of going down a very leftward turn in our country, I approached the board and I said, I really think we need to start a new company, a new imprint called U.S. Comics. And after we did it, Laura Trump got our products and really liked them. And she said, she asked her friend, would they do a special edition for President Trump? Which we did.
And I've got my own copy right here. I was going to get to this, but, and it's dated 2024, but this came out well before the election. So you don't have that chapter included here yet. Is there going to be an update to this?
That is a great thing. There was a guy that did a piece on us last week I read. He called it the Trump Cinematic Universe. So we'll see what happens. But we really, we're a little company. We said, hey, we got to do our part in the election. We just wanted to throw everything except the kitchen sink at it. And so we did the election. We thought that he might win. We hoped that he would win. But, there's a lot of collectible election stuff, Kevin, I Like Ike buttons and JFK stuff. We think that this is going to be a collector's edition because it was a very memorable election. But we wanted to honor him. He's a very patriotic man. And so we did a comic book in honor of President Trump.
So being with the background of being the school teacher, particularly history, and understanding kind of the woke mess that the schools have been dealing with for the last couple of years, what do you think is the real advantage for moms and dads watching, maybe grandparents? By the way, guys, this would be fantastic Christmas set for your kids. If you're trying to get actual knowledge into their heads, graphic novels do it so well. And to be able to say, hey, we've got a tool for you that's actually going to be useful, and you're going to be able to, use this going forward. I mean, I would like to see this type of stuff get into people's hands, broadly. What is the advantage for grandparents and parents that are watching us, listening to us, and putting this in their kids' hands?
A great question. Number one, struggling readers love comics and graphic novels. There's a big retention factor, something called the dual code theory of cognition. We text in one area of our brain, images in one area, but when you marry them together, there's a lot more retention. The other thing is a lot of people can make sense of the text a lot more when you have the interweaving of the panels and the graphics, and even really helps, people with reading. But the other thing is that reader engagement. We had one of our customers posted the other day. He said, I'm 72, I'm college educated, and now I understand the U.S. Constitution.
Have you had historians look at these stories? Are you confident that you're getting it at 99.99%?
I think we're getting it at 99.99%. Our writer, he was a writer for college, but also William Federer from the American Minute is also the executive editor, and he is one of the most accurate historians on the face of the planet. And he's, Charlie Kirk uses him with Turning Point and other places.
Yeah.
So he's also our executive editor, and I had him approve everything that went in there.
So start with the Pilgrims, friends. Go all the way through the founding of America. Take care of the formation of the U.S. Constitution. And when you're done, don't forget the Trump 2024 special edition. And my advice would be get 2 copies of each and then put one in the plastic bag.
Yes.
Seal it up nice and tight. Do you have people doing that, Art? Are people collecting them
all
in that
the time? Listen, it's going, the Trump comic is going, now the biggest thing we sell all the time is the Keystone Bible. It's by far our biggest seller.
Right.
But yesterday, when I looked on our Amazon sales, Amazon ordered 1,200 of the Trump comic books.
Nice. Well, now they're going to order some more because my people are going to go nuts for them. So, friends, you can obviously get them on Amazon. Is there a better place that you prefer them to purchase them?
Anywhere they want to. KingstoneComics.com, USComics.com, Amazon, Mardel, Christian Book, anywhere.
All right. Good to know. Hey, Art Aris, thank you for what you're doing to help our children. Thank you for caring enough to step forward in faith and create U.S. Comics. And thanks for being with us.
Kevin, great to be with you, man. Take care.
Kevin McCullough coming right back from Times Square. Don't go away.
Stick around for more of That Kevin. Next, That Kevin Show with Kevin McCullough.